God bless you. I've got another challenge for day 9 or 10 or 11 of this Inner-Sanity 60-day challenge. In our last challenge that I gave you, it was to create a purpose statement. I'll give you an example of my purpose statement just so you'll know. My purpose statement is to inform, inspire, and empower an army of believers to achieve their destiny living at their highest potential. That's my purpose statement in life. That's why I spend time on Facebook and on Twitter. I don't spend time just to shoot the breeze, as the young folk would say, but I spend time because my purpose in life is to inform, inspire, and empower an army of believers to achieve their destiny living at their highest potential. Well, I hope that you've taken the time to create your purpose statement. Today's challenge, or this next challenge, is much more spiritual in nature. It's much more spiritual in nature because this challenge that I'm going to give you today is going to be very difficult for most of us, but this is going to remove the impediments, the hindrances that are holding us back from going forward. Are you ready to go forward in life? I would hate to spend 60 days on a challenge and still be stuck at the end of 60 days. You know what one of the biggest hindrances is for most of us? Is that we just can't get over things that have happened to us in our past. People have hurt us. People have betrayed us. People have, in some cases, molested us or abused us, lied to us or abandoned us. There's a laundry list of things that have happened in our lives that for many of us have become hindrances to our future success. Today's the day that we deal with that and get it behind us. You cannot enter into a new chapter in life until you close the old chapter. You can't even go into a new room in your house and stay in the old room. You can't drive forward safely looking out the back window. And you cannot lay hold on the new as long as you have a death grip on the old. What is forgiveness? It simply is letting go. Letting go. It's time for us to let go of the people who have hurt us. When we let go, we're not saying that they did right. We're not saying that we're setting them free, but rather we're putting them in God's hands, and now they're out of ours. We're saying, I refuse to be held back by a root of bitterness. The choice is yours. When you have unforgiven people in your life, then really what's happening is you have become a prison warden. And you got to stay right there at the prison because really the door's not locked. You're the one that's keeping them in that prison in your heart and your mind. And the only way you can keep them there is you've got to stay there in the past, revisiting what happened, rehearsing what they did to you. You got to choose. Am I going to be a prison warden, or am I going to move on to the pot of gold that's in the next room? Yes, there is. There's treasure ahead of you, but you've got to let go of the past. So here's the exercise. Very, very simple. I want you to take a moment in your notebook or in your journal, and I want you to list 5 to 10 people who have hurt you the worst. They may be alive. They may be dead. They may be still in your life. They may be in your past. But there are people that still haunt you in some way or another because they've hurt you. You may need to pause this video, but take the time now and write their names. Are you ready for the next part? Here's the next part. I want you to have a conversation with each one of them. They may be dead, but I want you to have a conversation with them. This is not a face-to-face confrontation because really forgiving people is not about what they say. It's about what you choose to do. So in this conversation, here's what I want you to do. I want you to talk to them by name, each one. Call their name. And while you're sitting in this quiet room, in this quiet place, I want you to talk to them and tell them how they hurt you. Then how it made you feel. And then I want you to tell them, I choose to let you go. I choose to let this go. You don't have power over me any longer. I'm putting you in God's hands, and I refuse to harbor bitterness or anger or hatred towards you. From this moment on, I'm not going to talk about this again. I'm not going to rehash this. I forgive you and I'm letting it go. I want you to go through your list. I want you to have that exact conversation with everyone on the list. Now for the final part of the challenge. And this is going to be the hard part. I want you for the next 7 to 10 days to pray for each one of the people on this list. Your prayer cannot be, "Get 'em, Jesus." It may be, "Lord, save them." It may be, "Lord, bless them." "Lord, forgive them." "Lord, help them." But I want you to pray for them like you would pray for someone that you love. It's going to be perhaps one of the hardest things you've ever done. But I promise you that at the end of the next 7 to 10 days, you will be a different, freer person. Now let me give one caveat. Let me give one caveat to this exercise. Forgiving does not mean placing yourself in harm's way again. Forgiving is not the same as trusting. I can forgive you, but that does not mean I can be with you. So the first step, though, to your freedom, not theirs, is for you to forgive them. Jesus said, "Father, forgive them. They know not what they do." Are you ready? Ready to grow? Ready to be bigger? Ready to move on from the past? Tired of being in a rut? Because you know what a rut is? It's just a grave with the ends knocked out. It's time for you to move forward. Make that list. Have that conversation. Let them go. Put them in God's hands. Pray for them. And watch what God does for you. Because Jesus said that we will be forgiven only in the same measure that we forgive others. That's scary. You can do this by the power of the Holy Ghost. God bless you. I'm praying for you. I look forward to your feedback as we move forward in this 60 days of inner sanity and total growth.